Hello, all. My name is Jonte Garcia, and this is my presentation regarding in venue gambling for Monumental Sports. Before I begin and get into my recommendation, I would like to touch base as to why I researched this technology that I recommended. Bill 22944 passed on December 18th, 2018, which legalized sports gambling in Washington, D.C. As of late, states have had the power to legalize sports gambling. A few states have already done so. Washington, D.C. is one of the few places in the United States that now has sports gambling that's legal. Um, Washington, D.C. is unique as it does not have casino. D.C. Lottery will be in charge of handling sports gambling. What this means is that it opens the door for businesses to take advantage of the financial benefits. It could be as easily as going to DC Lottery, applying for application, and getting a license. As we know, online sports gambling is at an all-time high, whether it be offshore websites, FanDuel, DraftKings, just so much going on. Online sports gambling has become so much easier and so popular at this time. So now my recommendation. Monumental Sports should improve their wireless connectivity at its venues and surrounding areas using high-density Wi-Fi solutions provided by Everest Network Solutions. By implementing my recommendation, the results could be as follows: and allow for in-venue sports gambling, improve wireless connection to mobile devices, increase revenues, improved mobile application, which I will get to later, and more fan attendance. So who or what is Monumental Sports? Monumental Sports is a company owned by Tim Leosis that owns the rights to multiple DC teams and venues. They own teams as the Wizards in the NBA, Capitals in the NHL, Mystics in the WNBA, and Valor, the arena football team. And also owns or manages multiple venues, including Capital One Arena, which hosts the Wizards, Capitals, the Mystics, and Eagle Bank Arena, which they use for college and other events such as concerts or like Disney on Ice. They've done a few other events such as that. They also own Monumental Sports Network, which is an interactive website where you can watch certain teams play. So this is really important because they kind of own the TV rights. And if someone else wants to buy the TV rights, well, Monumental Sports Network has the ability just to sell and make more money. It's really important. I decided to do a SWOT analysis to better see where Monumental Sports can improve and where they're already good at, solid at. So some of their strengths. Obviously, they own multiple professional sports teams. They own Capital Arena and manages other venues. They have Monumental Sports Network, which could be very beneficial for profits. Their location. They're in a big city, the nation's capital. Lots of people here. Obviously, they benefit from that. And I believe transportation is really important. I go to the Wizards games all the time. It's easy as me hopping onto the metro, taking the train down to Chinatown into the venue. And a lot of their other venues are easy metro or access, so it's not hard to get to these venues. Some weaknesses I saw: lack of attendance for certain teams. The Washington Mystics were one of the better WNBA teams last season, but their attendance still was pretty poor. So it goes to show that, just because the team is good, they don't get attendance. So they need to improve, try to get more people in those seats for those teams. And also better marketing for teams that are not in the forming leagues. The Washington Valor, sometimes I hear some stuff on the radio or on the TV, but I don't hear too much from them. They need to do a better job of having people be aware that these teams exist and get them inside to the stadium. Other opportunities. Sports gambling is now legal in Washington, D.C., and that's where my recommendation is geared towards, having the capability to take advantage of sports gambling, which is becoming huge in this country. Improve attendance. Obviously, as we saw for the Mystics, they have the ability to get more people in those seats. And improve teams. Ted Leonsis is the owner of these teams. He has the power to hire, fire general managers, coaches, etc., etc. So, knowing that some teams are lacking, why not make changes to better improve their teams, get their teams winning? Winning will increase people at the stadium, at the venues, more profits. Threats, the main threat that I see is other activities in the big city. Obviously, there's so much to do. There's museums, there's movies, bars, restaurants, you name it. And it's easy for someone to say, hey, this team is not so good. Let me go to the movies. Let me go have dinner somewhere. Let me go to a museum. So that's the main threat. And I believe that by improving their teams or having improved connectivity or improved sports gambling, they could get those fans back in the stadium seats instead of doing other stuff that they can do in the city. What is in-venue wireless connectivity? Just like we have smart cars or smartphones, we now have smart facilities. We have the ability to use our phone to order food, find parking, and have up-to-date minute stats. What this means is basically, hey, I have an app on my phone, I can order food from my seat. I can find my parking. It's just nowadays facilities are geared to do these things quicker and simpler. I mean, we all want to be ability to do all these things from the seats of our venue. And now you have the capabilities to do that. The company I chose to improve the connectivity at Monumental sports facilities is Everest Networks. Launched in 2017 with major backing for Panasonic, Everest Networks provides high-density Wi-Fi solutions. These products are made for venues such as stadiums, arenas, convention centers, shopping malls, transportation hubs, auditorium, campuses, and smart cities. So pretty much big, concentrated areas with a lot of people. They are the provider for Lincoln Financial Field, which is the home of the Philadelphia Eagles. In the graphic below, you can see some of the benefits the Everest Network provides. More users can connect to access points, and it covers further distances between access points, which means less access points. Here's a few other benefits. Built specifically for the use in large venues, less access points are needed per venue, increased wireless speeds, low TCO, access points are fully integrated into one IP67 enclosure with no external cables and connectors, which in turn reduces potential failures and simplifies installations. As you can see in the chart below, the installation times between Everest and its competitors are pretty different. So how would this be implemented, and what would be the outcomes? Of course, the ability to pay the upfront cost of equipment is important. Having to install all these access points will cost money, especially if you're doing at multiple venues. So be able to front those costs is really important. Mapping out proper access points throughout the arena, it's also important. Where are concentrated areas? Where is it important to have access points? Why is it important to have access points in those areas? Those are all questions that need to be answered when implementing Everest Network. Integrating wireless capabilities throughout the venue is also important. Have it wired into concessions. Merchandise makes things easier. By having it in concessions, then now you have a mobile app where you can order concessions. Merchandise can help in terms of being able to connect to the system, checking stock, all that. That's really important. And being able to do the proper marketing once it's installed, letting fans know, hey, we have this now. Please use it. As simple as making a video and saying, oh, hey, if you're having trouble connecting your phone to data, connect to Capital One wireless network. And in there, now people are hopping on fast, and they're getting faster data, hopping onto the internet quicker, hopping onto the mobile app quicker. It's really important. So what are the outcomes after implementation? Obviously, more fan engagement, more people are able to connect, more people are getting involved. Better turnout. Now, especially if you implement in venue gambling, you get a different crowd coming in, more people coming in, way better. Better connectivity to your phones, faster speeds. ability to properly use the mobile app, especially if you're going to do NC concession stand ordering, all that. You need to be able to have fast internet speeds. Place bets without interruption. This is really important because what if I want to place a bet the first quarter that Alex Ovechkin is going to have a hat trick? If my internet on my phone is slow, how am I going to place that bet? By the time let's say I place the bet and he already scored his hat trick, well, I just lost the ability to make money. So pretty much you want to be able to have increased speeds that I can place my bet without issue and I can be able to make money and you'll be able to make money. Obviously, more profits, more money, that's what's important. Now to touch base on the upgraded mobile application. I base my recommendation on the Wizards current app. That's the one I usually use and I have on my phone. And it has many features already in place. You can find concessions on the map. You can order tickets. You see stats. All that's already in place. But there's some improvements. So recommendations include eventual gambling from the app. So they would have to find a way to allow you to place bets from the app itself. Concession ordering, basically, hey, I want to be able to order from my seat, not just see a map as to where I have to go get the food. Better live feeds and stats. They're a little slow on getting information out. So that needs to improve, especially if you're going to be placing bets. You want to be able to see what's going on in the game immediately. That will help you make smart decisions in gambling. Obviously, with stats, you want to know, oh, hey, how many shots has this player missed? How many shots has this player made? I need to know this so I can place my bet. And then, obviously, allow for easy connectivity. You hop on the mobile app. It tells you, hey, looks like you're not connected to the Capital One network. Do you want to connect now? Plus, yes, now you're connected to the network. Easy connection. And then everybody's using it. That's really important. So in closing, in-venue gambling is pretty much the new wave of online gambling, especially with all these smart facilities popping up. Eventually, a lot of states are going to implement legalizing gambling. It's going to be really important to have in-venue gambling. Monumental Sports should take advantage of these new laws. Now that it's legalized in Washington, D.C., why not take advantage of it? Obviously, there's no casinos where people are going to go. Hey, if you say Capital One Arena allows you to do sports gambling, they're going to head over there. So it's really important to take advantage of it now while you can. Everest Network Solution will provide the improved mobile connectivity required to allow for the gambling and an upgraded mobile application. All those things put together will have a better turnout and more profits. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope it was really you guys learned a lot and have gained a lot of information. Thank you.